A warm welcome to Disky Talk with Liolo. If you're tuning in for the very first time, I do ask that you please subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you've been a part of this journey, I hope you thoroughly enjoy this episode. So, on today's episode, I discuss all things Orlando Pirates as they've just won the MTN 8 yet again. So, Orlando Pirates then have defended their MTN 8 trophy, and they have then won it back-to-back. So, it does then make it 3 cups for Jose Riviero ever since he started coaching Orlando Pirates. So, when you have a look at it then, Jose Riviero has won 2 MTN 8 cups and 1 Nedbank Cup. When you have a look at his time then so far, he has been playing with a 4-2-3-1. So within the MTN 8 run, they did play with a 4-2-3-1. In the final, we did see that they started with 2 strikers in Lipasa and Erasmus as well. But throughout, they have been playing a 4-2-3-1. So in the first game, they played against Sekhukhune United, where they did very well within the quarterfinals and they beat them 5-0. And then they drew Stellenbosch within the semi-final, where we know that the first game away from home, they did manage to beat Stellenbosch 2-1, and then the return leg they lost 1-0, but they did advance to the final by virtue of the away goal rule. And then in the final, they did then go on to win on penalties. So Orlando Pirates then have been doing very well within the domestic cups within the past season and within this season as well. And it does seem that Jose Riviero is becoming somewhat of a cup specialist, especially considering then how he's able then to ensure that he can set his sides up very well, and how then they look to manage and control games within the cup competitions. However, let's then focus on 2 players and players then for Orlando Pirates. One in Olisa Ndah then, who came on within the final and had a very good performance, and one performance then that reminded a lot of people in South Africa as to why he's one of the best centre backs within the country, and why then Orlando Pirates faithful feel that he is the best centre back and should be starting. Another player then we're going to have a look at is Karim Kimvuidi. So that is a new signing from Maritzburg United, and a player who I think then so far so good with regards to his cameo performances, and a player who can go on to become a very, very big player for Orlando Pirates. So when you have a look at the first player then, it is Olisa Ndah. So Olisa Ndah does play as a centre back. This is a player then we know that in the past year has really struggled then with regards to fitness, and has been on the sidelines for a very long time. Also by virtue of Koki and Sibisi being able to form a very good partnership at the back, and he's also had his injuries, and he just hasn't been able then to break in. And you also know that he also had that huge mistake in the Soweto derby, where then he did score that own goal. From then he has really been struggling, but in the MTN 8 final against Mamelodi Sundowns, he does come on for Sibisi, who couldn't continue because of concussion, and Olisa Ndah comes in at the heart of defense, and he has a very, very good performance in that game. Then what he did very well then was firstly his game intelligence with regards to how he reads the game and how he positions himself, and how then he was able then to defend his box. He did that very well for this Orlando Pirates side. He brought a bit of calm then to that defense for Orlando Pirates, and he was the player then who was doing very well with regards to winning his duels then early, and being able then to ensure that he can position himself adequately within the box to ensure that he can defend his box. Overall then, when you look at him then, this is a player then who's got great technical ability, and a player then who's very comfortable in possession. So he is a press resistant centre back by virtue of being well and able to facilitate a smooth build up, and offering Orlando Pirates then that calmness and that quality within the first phase of build up. A player then who I think should be starting for Orlando Pirates at the heart of defense alongside Sibisi. I think that is Orlando Pirates' best centre back pairing. However, at home, do let me know which centre back pairing do you think is Orlando Pirates' best centre back pairing, and going forward then, do you guys think that Olisa Ndah should be reintroduced into the lineup after that big performance he had against Mamelodi Sundowns? A player then who's also got very good timing with regards to how then he's able then to intercept, and a player then you hardly ever seeing go to ground, hardly ever see getting yellow cards because of his anticipation and how he reads the game as well. So that is Olisa Ndah then, who I think should be reintroduced within that Orlando Pirates defense and be given a chance going forward, especially considering then that with Orlando Pirates, we still do have the league, so they do have to play catch up. You still then also have the Nedbank Cup, and there is also the Carling Black Label Cup as well. When you move on then right along, the next player we look at is Karim Kimvuidi. So when you have a look at Karim Kimvuidi then, this is a player who was playing at Maritzburg United last season, and when he was playing at Maritzburg United, either played as an inverted winger coming off the left-hand side, or he played as a 10. But for this Orlando Pirates side then, we've seen him play a bit deeper. So for this Orlando Pirates side, he has been playing more of as an 8, and when you do have a look at some of his qualities and within his skill set that make him such a very good player, well, firstly then, he is a very good ball carrier. So what Karim Kimvuidi likes to do then is coming deep and very comfortable within those tight pockets of space with regards to how he's looking to receive and progress the ball. Very good ball carrier with very good combination plays with regards to how he looks to link up, play 1-2s, and play those penetrative passes in between the lines with regards to how then he is able to connect with his teammates. That is in second phase and then within the final third as well. And this is a player then who also has the potential to get a lot of assists should he then improve that final ball within the final third, because then he does create big chances, and a player then who I think is going to become very, very important for Orlando Pirates within the near future, and how then he's also able to offer Orlando Pirates something different then, also considering his versatility within the offensive and advanced positions, especially considering then that he can play off the left wing, he can play as a 10 as well, and like I did mention, he currently does play then as an 8 for this Orlando Pirates side, and the player then who does offer this Orlando Pirates something different. And when you also have a look at the midfield then, what he does also offer them then is that should Orlando Pirates try something different, you could always have a situation where, for example, they go with one pivot, that could be Tim or that could be Munare, then they could go with Kimvuidi, then you could go with Ndlondlo where you go with 2 advanced 8s, and 2 8s then will offer something different, because with Ndlondlo then he does offer you that control within the heart of midfield, and how then he does look to progress the ball and his creativity within deep pockets of space. With Kimvuidi then you could play more advanced within that heart of midfield as an 8, where then he does offer then great ball carrying skills, very good combination play, and that creativity then and that skill then with regards to being able then to ensure that he can break into the final third. So that is Orlando Pirates then with regards to the MTN 8, Jose Riviero then, and 2 players that I touched on today. And at home, do let me know, what do you make of Olisa Ndah's performance within the MTN 8 final? And going forward, do you think that Olisa Ndah should be reintroduced into the Orlando Pirates back line? If so, who do you think would make a great partner for him between Klogi and Sibisi? You also do have Mteto as well, but the 2 who have been playing consistently has been Klogi and Sibisi. I personally think that Olisa Ndah and Sibisi are the best centre-back pairing that Orlando Pirates have. And you have a look at Karim Kimvuidi, I think this is a very good player for Orlando Pirates, and a player that who can grow to become a very important player. And for now, I think that he is better suited as coming off the bench and as an impact sub. Until then, he is able then to ensure that he can get to that level then where he can command authority within the starting lineup. So that is Orlando Pirates feature focus episode then, where they have just won the MTN 8, and going into the rest of the season, what do you make of their chances then within the Nedbank Cup? Do you think that they can retain the Nedbank Cup, and do you think that they can go on then to win the Carling Black Label Cup, which is then a league cup where all 16 teams within the DStv Premiership will be participating? As it also seems then that Jose Riviero and his men currently are becoming somewhat of cup specialists. Thank you very much for tuning in to yet another special episode of Diski Talk with Luyolo. Signing out.